Well, hello, 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 and welcome to this edition of Game on Hockey here on the Game Over Network. My name is Graham Mosimann. This is your episode for November 7th, 2024, and it is a very, very fun day because we have jersey announcements from the PWHL. Now, we're not going to get into the kind of crazy specifics of it. This is a podcast. We'll kind of go general explanations of what they are, how they're looking, and the first kind of big takeaway is that they definitely weren't afraid to use loud colors, and I think it's probably better for it. The one kind of downside here, though, is that with these brand new jerseys for all the teams from the PWHL, they went on a template. So Bauer is the official partner. So they're all pretty much following the exact same kind of run. If you just like a quick Google search wherever you are, you can totally take a look for these. And the logos that they released a little while ago are absolutely front and center, and they look really good. Boston not going all green. Their kind of sideways Whalers logo is on a green chest with like light blue on the shoulders. That's very cool. Montreal has absolutely stunning ones using a mixer of dark blue and this kind of maroon, but like with a blue accent stripe that is very, very cool. And nicely with Montreal too, they're going for a cream colored away jersey, which just, you don't see it enough in the world of hockey. The Minnesota Frost going really hard with the purple and kind of white shoulders, reversing that for all their away jerseys. Now, the New York Sirens, they almost have the vibe of the New York Islanders, those jerseys from the kind of, let's say color-wise, the fish stick jersey era, but in a much nicer version. And I'll be honest, the New York Sirens logo when it came out was one of the ones I hated the most. It was ugly. However, you put it on a jersey and like it kind of works. Really big fan of what they've been able to put together. And then you have the Toronto Scepters, who are just going very in on the blue, but they've used enough of the kind of yellow in that T.S. Taylor Swift sort of logo to kind of do these accent lines that it really helps it pop in a cool way. The Ottawa Charge ones, they kind of look like a Flames jersey, to be honest. Of all the different brands that we've seen for the PWHL, the one for the Ottawa Charge is so kind of meh. Like, it looks like the Cleveland Cavaliers logo and the Calgary Flames logo had a weird baby, and they're just uninteresting and kind of uninspired. So, the jerseys do look extremely good, but ultimately, they're on a template. So, as the PWHL does move into their kind of expansion era after this, hopefully we'll see something a bit more creative coming from Bauer than just different arm sleeves on a template like we've seen. But you know what? For the moment, we're okay with this because it does look, shall we say, good enough. Now, a very big night in the National Hockey League yesterday, not for a number of games, but in what actually happened as Connor McDavid returned to the ice for the Edmonton Oilers in a losing effort as they dropped a 4-2 decision to the Vegas Golden Knights. McDavid looked like he was a little behind a bit, we'll definitely say. Wasn't the kind of speed you want to see from him, and he definitely wasn't attacking in the same way that you kind of thought he would. Now, is this just showing that like maybe he came back from injuries too early? It's very possible. That's something that Connor admitted last year was a problem, that he came back too quick and maybe rushed the process and may have hurt the Oilers in the same way. But I mean, the Oilers have much bigger worries now as they drop under 500, 6-7-1 on the year. Standings wise, I mean, it is early. They can obviously pick it up, but right now they are behind the Golden Knights, the Kings, the Canucks, and the Flames with the most games played out of everyone, having dropped 2 in a row. That goal differential for the Oilers at -12 is really worrisome, because this team just hasn't been able to score, and it is tough to see players like Ryan McLeod, who they traded away, players like Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg, who were sent off, even Warren Fogle, who was a free agency run to the LA Kings, players that they replaced with guys like Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson that you hope would fill in the gaps of scoring. haven't. And the Oilers' speed is really, really, really noticeably lacking right now. So whether that's something they have to address by trading and getting deliberately younger, definitely improving the defense will be a big part of that. But they're two of their kind of bright spots on the younger side of the roster with Vasily Podkolzin. He's been really performing nicely, settled into a good role with the team alongside Julien Draisaitl and Victor Arvidsson. But that defense is how shall we say, big yikes, not awesome. Big story for this evening as the Philadelphia Flyers head back into action tonight in Tampa Bay. Matvei Michkov being benched for this particular one. Doesn't seem like he's hurt. Very much seems like, okay, let's get the rest of your game together. As we kind of wondered what would happen when you have a player like Michkov going on a team that's coached by John Tortorella, being this like kind of freewheeling offensive dynamo. You had to wonder how long that was going to last before Torts was going to be like, actually, no, you need to sit for a little while. Now, it's going to be a really big night schedule-wise for the Game Over Network this evening, as we have a plethora of games to get to all across our network. So, this evening on Game Over, you can find on Game Over Calgary, the Flames are taking on the Bruins. That game going at 7 Eastern. The Senators taking on the Islanders, also at 7 Eastern. Canadians and Devils, also, surprise, at 7 Eastern. Then you have Avalanche and the Jets at 8 o'clock Eastern. And then the late one for this one, the Canucks and the Kings. That's going to be at 10:30 Eastern. Woof, that's gonna be a late one. But all of our Game Over markets will be going live after that game is over. And then tomorrow, make sure you're listening to Hyperdrive Hockey, because we'll have a great rundown of the week that was in the NHL with Max, Daphne, and Kevin. They're going to get you up to speed on the league, the big stories, and get into that really in-depth analysis. That's just like a little out of our purview here over on Game On Hockey, because we exist as your quick little short afternoon update on all the big stories and the big goings on in the NHL. With that, we'll call it right there. Have yourself a wonderful evening, my friend. Enjoy all the hockey. It's going to be a blast. If you like the stuff you've heard here, please like it, subscribe if you can, and share one of our shows with a friend. If you really like something you've seen on Game Over Vancouver and you want to share that with someone, please do, because we're a tiny growing media company doing everything we can to be in front of as many ears as possible. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Enjoy the hockey, and we'll talk tomorrow here on Game On Hockey, a presentation of the Game Over Network.